Well, we're back again. And guess what? We are on to the next part of this interior redo, refurbish, rebuild, however you want to look at it. Nonetheless, it's been a journey, even thus far. So I think we're going to do the center console the best that we can for the time being. Might not do everything inside of it. We'll see. We'll just see how it goes. Also, might include in the door panels. Have a little snippet that I think I'm going to talk about this wiring down here that I took out for the alarm and what it's done. And I hope to have that fixed in the near future. Maybe not this video, because I don't think I might get to that now, but I will do some interior, because that's what we've been doing. And the more we do it, the closer we are to finish, the more we move on to other parts of the car. Because that's right, people, there is so much more to do. Okay, one of the first things that I want to start this video with today, and this is going to be super quick, but I just want you to kind of feel the journey here. I do have that in. I'm going to talk about that. It's not in, but it's in. I have the process of doing that, but what I want to show is a little bit of the journey. So all this stuff laying down here is car alarm stuff. Now, this is actually the third box that I've pulled down, but all these wires run up in there, and I'm no big electrician or anything like that, but I do have some basic knowledge, and I had to figure out, how do I bring this back to OEM and remove this alarm? Because this was not a Mercedes alarm. This was, Lord knows when this was installed. I don't know. Early 90s. It was a long time ago when I didn't have the car. So, but the main point I want to make is number one, the black tape that you see on that was different spots at which the alarm was connected. There's a piece back here I had to cut from. I got to address that. But the bigger issue was I unplugged that plug just recently. I believe I have to take those two purple ends and reattach them to each other to go back to OEM, because they're still attached to the wires that run down to all of this mess. And the funny thing is once I started pulling all these wires off, it was no surprise to me the car no longer wanted to start, because it was still being routed through all this mess. So I think once I take those back to normal, which it appears it's just those two purple that need to reconnect, I'll disconnect that yellow that's taped to a wire, put that all back to normal, and I will plug that back in where it needs to plug in, which is back up in there. And hopefully that will solve the not starting issue, because one thing the car has always done is start when it does have power. So anyway, I just wanted to address that real quick. No big deal. Didn't want to make a big fuss about it. So let's move on to the good stuff, like the console. Okay, everyone. So our center console. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of transparency here with the story I tell, and I'm also going to give a few facts. First off and foremost, I did originally record kind of fidgeting to get this thing in. It was nothing exactly riveting or spectacular. I have no tips about it, really, but I can still do the overview of what went on here. As we've always said, not really a DIY, kind of how to do it channel, because we don't really have direct ways or proper ways of how to do things. We just kind of make them work. So let's go with this. So as you can see, the HVAC is going to go in there. I've routed the wires through there, made sure all the plugs are coming out the top. The middle section, that is the radio. All them radio wires coming down. The third section has two wires. One is a bulb and one is a plug-in, which I believe is for the ashtray. And then there was one more bulb that used to light up that I told you guys about. You might have seen in videos. That goes into there, and I've already got that plugged in, so it lights up the whole strip that I'm pointing at right there. And then this will be all the switches that control the windows, and that's basically the gist of it. I have something that's also going in here that was not originally here I'm excited about. Any of you enthusiasts probably have a general idea what that might be, but I can give you one hint. It won't be the little piece of carpet that they like to put in here sometimes. Won't be that. But basically, like I said about being transparent, ladies and gentlemen, there are 2 bolts that go in there and in there. And where they come down from is inside that center vent, and they go down in there, and then and this attaches the center console to the dash. Is your switching lanes buddy going to do that? No. It's just not necessary in the long term. For me personally, it's just my choice. Number one, it's snug fitting now, and I don't have 1 bolt in it yet. But number 2, there's other bolts that go in here. There's a bolt that goes back here. There'll be more screws going in for what I was telling you the surprise is. Once everything clicks together, there will be no way for that thing to move. So I'm not real concerned with missing those 2 bolts. It's just a headache. I don't want to take the center vent back out. I don't feel it's really necessary for this all to be one solid piece. And it's something, if I didn't tell you guys, let's be honest, nobody would ever know. But again, I like to be transparent. People putting stuff together, I want you to know it's not the end of the world if you come to a roadblock like that, like, oh, am I going to create more work for myself? It's not necessary. So that's where we're at with that. As you can see, this might be I believe this is the first time you can see that the glove box is snug. So we're moving on from there. I don't want to ramble too long. You get the gist of it. I just wanted to give a quick description of what went on here. Nothing fancy about how I put this in. It just basically made sure it went over the stick shift there, and kind of shimmied it on in and pulled the wires through. Nothing flashy about that. Again, a lot of enthusiasts, you already know how that goes. So let us move on to the next portion of the video. Looky what we got. Now I got to put the screws in it to hold it in place, but we have us a center rollback compartment. Click the button, it works. How about that? There's no okay, well now it's slipping. There's no cracks in the wood. Zebrano matches all the other woodwork. Yes. So we have a center console compartment. Now, originally this car had a piece of carpet. I've seen a lot of 300Es with a piece of carpet. Those do not come in 300Es normally, unless I could be mistaken, but I don't believe so. I think you got to get them in different editions. And so I got one out of the car at the junkyard. Now that cost over $100, especially because it's in solid condition. No wear, no cracks in the wood finish on the roller. That would cost over $100 on eBay. Me, I don't think I paid more than, what, 15, 20 bucks for it, maybe. I'm ecstatic to have that. That is way better than a piece of carpet. And it also adds another touch of wood and style to my 300. So, yeah, I'm happy. So let's get some panels in and really start to see what this thing is going to look like. Okay, I thought I'd show you this. Number one, you'll see from the other side, but we got door panels that were made for speakers. The original car did not have this option. I do not have speakers for this yet. They'll have to be wired. So right now they're just going to kind of just have the look. I promise you, put speakers in them. But in the interest of just getting the regular build done, we will. But I'm set up in the future to put some nice speakers in the door panels. But my whole point to this little snippet right here is there's your lens right here that goes in the bottom of the door, kind of the puddle light. There it is, the door panel. Okay, I wanted to show that, and then I wanted to show there is our LED that we're going to put in there. So no more regular bulb. We're going to have bright LEDs. So I just wanted to show that. So I'm going to put that in, and I'm going to slide it back in the bottom of the door panel. This is the passenger one. I'll take it over to the other side, and we'll start to get this thing on. Okay, so here we go. Kind of got a side project. I'm going to go ahead and film a little bit of this as well. So first things first, see, I just got Mercedes stuff hanging everywhere. Jeez, goodness. These wires are the ones that go to the bottom light on the door panel. So just so you know, that's where they are. So that was bent. I just straightened it out. And this door, the handle on the inside works, but the handle on the outside does not. Now, something that I didn't film when I did the passenger door, I fixed that door. By the way, I think I'm going to go back to the original door handles. Yet something else in this journey of everything that's painted white, I think I'm going to go back to the original door handles with the chrome strip, which maybe there's a chrome strip underneath there somewhere. I don't know. But nonetheless, I learned, I'll be honest, I forget who, but I learned from a video that to get these out, you got to use an Allen wrench, okay? And you see that it's coming out slowly, and you loosen this screw inside the door with the Allen wrench, okay? And your handle starts to move. How about that? And then it starts to come free. See? So I'm going to work at this a little bit. I just wanted to give you a little kind of preview of what I'm going to fidget with before the door panel. I don't know what to expect. If there's any huge update, I'll let you know. I think I might have to unscrew it a little bit more. But I just wanted to show you that's how you get a door handle off. It's as simple as an Allen wrench. You get that screw out far enough and they shimmy back and forth and they pop out. And then it's just a matter of pin, being hooked to the mechanism, which isn't overly complicated. Once I get it out, I'll film a little snippet of that. But let's move on. Well, there's a slight problem with that handle. I did what I started to do. I took that screw out, as I said. I actually got the whole thing out. It looked like it had detached from an internal point, pivot point, and I reattached it together with that. And this was not the easiest to get back in, but I got it back in. And it's not pulling the latch that pops that up. But the good news is when we stick the key in, it does work, right? And when we pull the handle in here, voila, it does open. So that's half the battle. But it's clearly, when you pull the handle, it's not catching a lever it's supposed to catch to open the door from the outside. So I'm saying all this to say is that we're probably not going to do this door panel yet because I want to get that fixed. That's something that you need a little bit of access on the inside in case I got to fidget with the lock or whatever. So what I'll do is I'm going to put the door panel on that door to give you a look at what's to come. So we'll move on to that, and we're going to put this door just to the side for a few days until I figure out how I'm going to take care of that. But I'd hate to cover it up just to take it back off. I'd rather it be done, and then it's just the way it is, and I don't have to worry about it. Well. Our panel is on. Now, like I said, you can see the speaker. This car didn't originally come with them, as I explained before. We'll get that all set up, but we're not worried about it right this moment. Everything is lined up good. Now, took the mirror off for one main reason. There's another one too. So here's a mirror. I took it off. The reason I took it off was this. It's supposed to be black, people. And what is it? Same narrative. White. They painted it. That's why there's all these cracks in it, because it's flexible. Ah, boy. We're going to order some new ones. I've been meaning, it's been on my watch list, but I've been meaning to get those forever. Haven't gotten them yet. I'm going to get those. Not a real big deal. This is the piece, our new piece that will go in place once it's all said and done. Ta-da! But that's our mirror. And there's a plug for it being heated because it's not electrical. It's got a handle to it. But yeah, so that's why that space is there. But the door panel is in. It will look like this on the other side. I might have to get a whole new, well, I want to get a whole new set of handles because, again, on this side, we're having the same. Yeah, we're gonna get a whole new set of handles. Not necessarily brand new, but we're gonna, when we get to it, not a huge priority. But anyway, the other side will be done. to complete with this, but I think it's good. And we're going to move on and stop the video here. In the next one, we will put in more parts of that. I think we're going to put the steering wheel back on. Maybe, just maybe, we'll at least have the panel on. If I figure out if that's going to affect the mechanics of the door or not, don't know. But it's time to start buttoning this up, people. I mean, we have a few videos yet to go before this is really said and done, but any of you followers can see, oh yeah, it's coming along. Even replaced the outline molding thing. I might still have to replace this molding if I can't jam it in. But again, it's minor things. It's all those button-up details I was talking about. All right, I've been rambling enough. I'll give a few final thoughts and what's coming in the future. Okay, so that's going to wrap us up for today. You know, you have your ups and your downs. Some of that stuff you don't anticipate. I can't plan it all out. I want it to seem organic, so I don't want it to seem like I'm hiding a whole lot. So I just let things happen sometimes. Everything was a little bit more than I thought, in different ways than I thought, to be honest with you. But everything is going in slowly but surely. I'm satisfied with that. As you see, one panel didn't want to cooperate. Well, not so much the panel, the door lock. We're going to address that. The other panel is just fine. And obviously we have the console going on here too. So there'll be more console in the next video. And we'll definitely keep moving on, putting it all together. But I'm trying to keep them as short as possible because, you know, I don't expect you to stay here forever. And we're trying to provide as much content as possible to keep everybody entertained and stuff. What in the world? Okay, guys. Wow. Okay. Let's yeah, let's go check this out. So, I'm a little confused. I think my car had a baby. Or maybe it has a girlfriend. What is going on? I don't know.